welcome to AvideSportsTV. Today we're going to bring you a bit of a class setup tutorial. This is going to be me, Avid Ginge, and my preferences, what I see a lot of people using competitive gaming, and what I would use myself if I was using SMGs and ARs in competitive. So to begin with, we'll run through the SMG setups that I use. This is my MSMC class. I really like the MSMC. I think it's probably the most consistent of all the SMGs and probably the most versatile over short and long ranges. I would usually couple it with a quick draw handle and adjustable stock, give you a bit more power over close range and a bit more versatility so you can move faster and get into your ADS quicker. And I would couple that with the B23R. This is simply because you don't need an extended clip, and if you are in a lot of trouble, you can simply get into cover, switch to your B23, and it will stand up to a lot of guns. It's very damn overpowered, in my opinion. So the perks I would use are lightweight, fast hands, and extreme conditioning for hardpoint. It's because obviously I can get there quickly, get a stun in, and then challenge them. But if I was going to go on CTF, I would often switch to toughness. I would also probably disregard this perk altogether and use dead silence on perk 3 with perk 3 greed on S&D. I would use a Semtex and concussion. As for an SMG, they're probably your best aggressive lethals and tacticals. If you're not an MSMC fan, then the Scorpion Evo offers you probably the best alternative to that. It has a lot less power over range, and the accuracy is a bit unpredictable. But if you couple it with a quick draw handle and extended clip at close range, you're practically unbeatable. The extended clip's almost a necessity, but you can switch back to the stock if necessary. So they're my SMG classes that I use day in, day out, whether playing league play, public, or competitive. ARs are a lot different. The main AR that I would use is the M8A1. This is because it performs well mainly at long range. So if you were challenging an SMG, for example, you would win because the distance between you, the M8 dominates. Again, I would couple it with a quick draw and stock. I feel like these are the two best attachments in the game. And I would give myself a reflex sight. I wouldn't say that's a necessity because the iron sights and the M8 are probably some of the best in the game. But either way, I like to use primary gunfighter because you're often at long range and you can just opt out of a gunfight instead of having to challenge it. You can switch between something like a fast mag or a foregrip, whatever takes your fancy. That final attachment slot is yours to mess around with. I wouldn't take a secondary, as I've said, and for perks, as always, go for lightweight and extreme conditioning, and in the middle, toughness. You're not often going to be using stuns and nades to help you challenge, and you're only going to need them really when you're defending or going for a return. So toughness is probably your best bet to get those kills at long range. For S&D, I would switch guns entirely, and I would go for an MTAR. A lot of people would say that that is a rubbish choice, but let me explain. The MTAR, if you look at its stats there, has a very balanced stat rate across the board. It has a decent fire rate, average damage, average range, and good accuracy. It really allows you to get into people's faces as well as keep them at bay at long and mid-range brilliantly. And in a game like S&D, where you're not entirely sure where the enemy's going to come from, and it's basically a game mode about guessing a lot of the time, this gun really gives you an advantage. Whether you're on Meltdown and you're in rods, you can really get into the SMGs and give them a bit of trouble. Or on the other side, on each platform, challenging an M8A1, you've always got a chance. And that's why I love the MTAR. The quick draw handle and stock, as always, and then I would couple that for my S&D with my lightweight and extreme conditioning so that I can rush. Dead silence is a necessity, and toughness, again, for those long-range gunfights. I would probably switch between a Semtex and a frag depending on the size of the map, as a frag is always a lot better for a longer range map. But always use a concussion for your tactical unless you're employing a tactic that needs a smoke. So they're my So yeah, that's the classes that I would use in competitive as well as in any other game mode on this game. So if you found the video helpful, please leave us a like and comment. And if it does give you a bit of a benefit on the battlefield, well, you have me to thank. So, this has been Avid Esports TV. I hope we've given you a hand, and we'll see you later.